Hi all, welcome to my channel. Today we will see what is questioning. So without wasting any much time, come on, let's get into the video and know what is questioning. The second step of reading is questioning. Once you've finished the process of surveying, you're still not ready for reading because in the process of surveying, you have known what that author is trying to convey, but your mind is not actually into it. For this, questioning process helps because once you read the title, you should start asking questions right there. And in fact, this process of questioning is not different from reading because reading is multitasking. It is thinking with question, and that is what ultimately is reading. Now, it is meaning that you are actually reading when you're questioning. This questioning process also motivates you for the further reading because for anything that we do, we always search for reasons. Only when we have a particular reason for doing a thing, only then we do it. And similarly, for reading, these questions can be the best ever reason for it. And one important thing that everyone misunderstands is that questioning process should not be there only before reading starts. It should also be while reading and also after reading. Because this process of questioning should be always in hand with the reading process. When we are going to the next step, that is reading, even then the questioning process should accompany you. Only then the reading can be efficient and the complete knowledge and the essence of the reading will be acquired. The questioning process can not only be like the questioning and answering process, it can also be like a debate. When you read something, you can analyze yourself and know whether you actually agree with it or not, or if you're not agreeing, who says so can be your next question. Or there can be also a questioning for proof of what the author is trying to convey to you. So these are the different ways in which we can ask questions and develop our questioning skills. If you are reading without actually questioning, then that means you're not reading, you are actually watching a book. The total time that we will have to spend in questioning is the 10% of total time of reading. Now you have selected a place, you have surveyed the reading content, and you are loaded with questions now. Then why are you waiting? Come on, let's read. Now we are all set for reading. We will have to read like we ride a cycle. We ride slow uphill and fast downhill, and cautiously in dangerous places. Similarly, our reading should be because we are not going to get Nobel Prizes and garlands for fast reading. It is all about understanding what we read, and for that, speed is not only the necessary thing, we will have to be flexible. That means we will have to speed up when necessary and also slow down when not necessary, or when we will have to be taking care of the thoughts that the author is trying to put on us. So, for efficient reader, fastness is also a criteria, but more importantly, flexibility defines the efficiency of a leader. Now, in reading, most of us do a particular mistake. We see the reading as units of words, but when we started actually to read, we did not see the units of words. We saw the words as the units of letters, and from there we had started. And later we moved on to the next step of units of words. But now we are no more in that step. We are a step ahead. Now on, we should not see the reading as units of words, but in the next level, that is the units of thoughts. We should not focus on words, but ultimately about the thoughts of what the words are trying to say. And once we focus on the units of thoughts, we can definitely improve our speed of reading because words don't fill the mind, but thoughts do. So once you focus on the thought units, then it will be easier for you to find answers for your questions and also to raise furthermore questions while reading. So ultimately, while reading, look for the main thought, and I'm saying this because under the hill of huge words there can be a very small idea, and that idea is what is important. And very important thing while reading is you should be active. You should be reading active. Otherwise, your mind is just watching and you can't question, you can't understand, and ultimately you can't end up in fruitful reading. And yes, one very important for active reading is to take rest. No one can read long and no one can concentrate for a long time. So take a break after an hour and see the scenery and drink water or do some movements, but ultimately do not watch TVs or do not watch your mobile or something like that. Ultimately, taking rest means you are relaxing your mind. You are not using your mind for some time, because even like other organs, your mind also will have to need some rest. The total time that we will have to spend in reading is 50% of total time. Now, the next two steps are restating and reviewing. In restating, ultimately what you will have to do is to flip your book over, and you should think of what all you have read and try to extract the important points of what you have already read in your mind. And here is the place where you will understand and find what you have remembered and what you have forgotten. So this is where you understand how important and how useful your reading has been. The time to be spent for restating is 20% of total time. Now, in the next process of reviewing, what you'll have to do is to look back to the book and see what you have forgotten, and ultimately install those forgotten ideas that the author has given and completely fill your mind with all the necessary things of your reading content. So now we have read and completely gained the essence of reading, and once we have done this successfully, then we are a successful reader. The time to review is 10% of total time. But remember one thing, this process of restating can be depressing in the initial times, because we hardly remember things of what we had read, because we have not practiced yet. We will have to practice, and only then we can efficiently restate and remember. And once we are efficient in the process of restating, then the time that we spend on reviewing will go on decreasing. So in the initial time it might take a long time to review, but as time passes and as we practice, the reviewing time reduces, because we will be able to restate most of the things that we have read. So that should be not a problem while we started. When we are new to this process of 5 steps, the time division might be a little problem. We would have planned for 1 hour, but we ultimately end up reading for 2 hours for the same thing that we had actually planned for. This should not be actually a problem, because as time passes you can improve your allotting time, and you will be efficiently able to do this. Ultimately what you need is practice. So my dear friends, this is all for this video. Hope it was useful. If yes, please like, share and subscribe the video, and along with which click the notification bell.